But let's go here. Rob G with a little news about Shedeur Sanders. And we all wishing Dion a speedy recovery.
Have they said anything specific? Is it just health issue still?
Yeah. It's kind of out there. Yeah, he's had some issues. He had to lose a couple of toes from blood clots in the past and different things going on. But
his leg all cut up too. Yeah, he's been through a lot.
Those toes, when they showed it, did you ever see that? Oh man,
it's
I was
unreal.
Like, how did you get like it was so black? I just couldn't when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, how did it get to that point?
It's been rough. That's why if you ever see him just a little limp in the walk, that's what it is. He's missing toes on one of his foot.
Missing a couple of toes. Yep. Definitely. But Shedeur.
Yeah, well wishes to Coach Prime. Hopefully he gets better soon. We'll see him back in Boulder.
Well, no doubt.
Back on his feet, both feet, relatively quickly. But Shedeur Sanders, guys, it's much the same as what we saw in their voluntary minicamp. Because you'll recall, we talked about it on this show, day one of Shedeur during rookie minicamp, lit it up. 7 of 9, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Today, during their first practices of mandatory OTAs with the full squad in tow, Shedeur did it again. 10 of 12, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Easily the best numbers of any of the quarterbacks who practiced on Tuesday. The only problem is...
there's a little caveat to that. What is that? What could
at
that
no
be?
point during the voluntary minicamp or during the mandatory minicamp has Shedeur worked with the first unit. In fact, of the 4 quarterbacks on their roster, Shedeur, Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Sanders is the only one who still has not gotten a single rep with the ones, according to multiple outlets.
If that doesn't tell you all you need to know, like the idea of him, I hear some guys, even on this radio network, talking about he should be the starter from day one. You're not going to be the starter from day one, Kelvin, if you're not even getting reps with the first team. Let's just be honest, okay? And this is a clear sign of where the Browns are thinking. Like the idea that he's not getting any, and wasn't it just Flacco didn't even get any reps, right? And
limited.
Yeah, he could have got in there or maybe got a couple. Like you don't have to go and give him all the reps, but no reps at either one of the voluntary and the involuntary. Not like no first team reps at all. Like you're not going to make it as a starting quarterback from there. And if you're not lighting up the third and fourth string, then you're in trouble. You better be 10 for 12 with 2 touchdowns against a lot of guys who'll be working at all State Farm and different places pretty soon.
Enterprise.
Yeah, Enterprise car rental. I'm not knocking the job, but you know what I'm saying. They won't be in the NFL. Everybody at camp is not going to be in the NFL. That's not how it works. So, I think the reports have been misleading. A lot of people haven't even talked about who he's facing and who he's playing against, and it matters. And I think that this is where the Browns are. This is where they drafted him, Kelvin. So this, to me, makes sense. They're not punishing him. This is where he was drafted, and this is where they look at him as far as progression. He's getting his reps, and then eventually, depending on what happens with people ahead of him so far in the depth chart, something can happen. I'm not rooting against him at all. I'm just saying people who are pushing him aren't being honest with where he is and who he's playing against. That's all.
I think what we're seeing is the light from the organization, from a few of his teammates so far, is what we've been reporting in. You're getting people who are extremely excited about. I think they're getting a better grasp of his personality. We had some of the players come out, some of the folks in the personnel department have already said, man, he's super confident, but not in a cocky way. Some other players, oh, man, he's the joy to be around. And then he's doing what he's always done, which if you remember, he had a 74% completion percentage last year.
Just in beating good teams.
He is throwing the ball and throwing it accurately. So really, to me, from the things that we're hearing, personality great. He's confident. He's accurate. To me, it just sounds like Shedeur Sanders. And he's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. He seems to have the right output. He already said, what's behind me is behind me. I got drafted 5th round. What are you going to do? It's already over. And my job is to go out there and compete and play and put all the noise behind me. So he's checking off, to me, Rob, every box you can do, right? You come in. Are you on time? You got your playbook. Are you studying up? Check. Are you guys, like, oh, man, he's good. He's joy to be around. He's a good kid. Check. Is he accurate as heck in dicing these people up? Check. And to me, what you do is you do your job so that when those ahead of you, Joe Flacco's a veteran. That's why he's not getting a lot of reps right now. They already said he's getting very minimal with the first round because you already know who he is. You know who Joe Flacco is. This is what, 17th year, something like that. You know what Joe Flacco is. Kenny Pickett, okay. Do you feel like the Steelers let him go too early? Is there still something on that? And I think that's who they want their starter to be. So you're saying let's really give him the reps because this is who we think our game one starter, week one starter is going to be. But I'm looking, if I'm Shedeur, I'm going to keep playing well, keep doing my part.
I get what he's doing. The news is that he's not getting any first-team reps.
But this is what I'm thinking that's coming. I'm thinking you're going to, because Joe Flacco eventually, I think you just literally, all right, we got him. We're good on that. Good. And I think if guys keep performing, even if they're just mediocre, and you keep performing exceptional, even against the third stringers as you're supposed to, I think they go, well, give him a shot. You know, we ain't saying he start, but just give him a few with the runs.
Nah, you got people saying he's going to start on opening day.
And Kenny Pickett's going to start opening day. Does he stay the starter past week 3, 4, 5, 6? We'll see. Kenny Pickett, they're going to give him. He's going to have to really.
He's going to be the starter from week 1. I think that's misguided.
I think a conversation that I don't think misguided is that he could be your best player, but you're still not going to start him.
No, that makes no sense. I totally disagree with that thinking. It makes no sense because if you're a coach trying to win, you're going to pick the best player. Stop it. Stop this whole idea. It doesn't. It's just like Matt Flynn with Seattle. Russell Wilson showed up. They paid Matt Flynn a ton of money. And they could have easily said, Matt Flynn's the quarterback. Russell Wilson can wait. They watched the kid. Colin Kaepernick in San Francisco. Sometimes somebody shows up and they're good. And if you're a coach and you're really running a fair and accurate and allowing the best players to play, you're not going to not play Shedeur for any other reason. If he's better than Kenny Pickett, right now, he should be the quarterback.
I just don't think it's that simple.
Yes, I do.
I hear you. I don't. I think if Kenny Pickett, who has played a couple more years, and who, if they're near each other, or if the Shedeur is even slightly above, maybe he's had more of an electric arm. Maybe he's been better completion pitches. Maybe he's the group shows more excitement with him. I think you're still going to run Kenny Pickett. Again, Joe Flacco.
It makes no sense to me.
And I think you're going to look at Daniel Gabriel because of where they got them, what you had to give up, or where you drafted him. And I think Shedeur Sanders, if I'm him, I want to make your decision difficult. I want to be the absolute best player where not a single person on this organization doesn't go, oh, my God, he's our best player out there. And I want to force your hand to start me.
But that makes no sense. If he really was the best player, quarterback,
Rob,
you got to play him. I just gave you 2 examples.
Right, and I'm saying politics happen where a guy's a better player.
Matt Flynn, they gave him $1 gazillion off the Lions, right? Seriously. He was supposed to be there. Oh, my God, we got Matt Flynn from Green Bay. Did you see him set the all-time touchdown record against the Lions? He looked fantastic. And they thought they got their quarterback, and this kid shows up, Russell Wilson. Mm-hmm. And they didn't flinch because you got to play the best player. If Shedeur is the best player, he's got to play. I don't care what Kenny Pickett has done.
I would love for that to be the case. But them not giving him
first-team reps tells you where they view him. It's all I'm saying to you.
Right, and this is where they view him as we sit here very early in the offseason. And I'm saying as the offseason goes along,
it's practice. You're talking about all season. It's just practice. Right. Is it really the end of the world to let him get a couple of reps with the first team? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
They have unusually amount of quarterbacks. Most teams have 3. They got 4, maybe 5. So I'm saying as you work each day to potentially each week, you start moving up the line and maybe you get a few. And I just think, but if I'm him, I'm absolutely wanting to force your hand to go, man, this dude, I ain't going to lie. We tried. He looks good. He looks great. The arm is great. They're stronger than we thought. He's accurate. The guys love him. He's in his playbook, smart as heck. And I'm forcing him because if I'm looking at that line, I'm looking at the guys ahead of me, and there's not a single guy ahead of me that I go, whew. You know what I mean? He's not walking in with Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Edwards. Oh, shoot, let me go ahead and get this clipboard for a few years. I'm walking in saying, there's not a single dude in front of me. There's not a single dude ahead of me other than Joe Flacco with his experience.
But I'm not talking about his mindset. You just go out and play. I'm talking about the Browns,
but who
haven't been able to get the right quarterback. They had Baker Mayfield. They ran him out, even though he wanted.
They messed that up. We agree on that.
He
agree on
won
that.
a playoff game. He beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They won like 11 or 12 games during the regular season.
Then they got rid of Joe Flacco.
And then he got hurt, and then they blamed him. He played with an injury, and they got rid of him. I don't even understand it. I'm saying there's no reason. If he's lighting it up and everybody's all his accurate, all this stuff, I want to see some reps against better that's what if I'm a coach. I just don't. What am I waiting for? It's practice.
It is, and I'm thinking it very well could come. I think it's still early right now. I think they have their depth chart. Their depth of the quarterback is insane right now. They drafted two guys around 2 rounds ahead of each other, apart from each other. Like they have so many quarterbacks. I think it could get there, but I don't see a guy on that roster that I feel like if I'm him like that, I can't be better than him. There's nobody that
apparently
would feel like
they do because they won't give him any reps.
Because that's right. It's political. You're the 5th round right now. Joe's a veteran.
No,
Pickens is more veteran than you. Gabriel was drafted ahead of you.
Yeah, but I don't.
You got to earn it.
I think that's too easy.
It's the truth.
No, it's not the truth because people are fighting for their jobs. If you're the GM and you're the coach, you can't sit here.
And some of those moves are GM is that I brought this guy in. I traded for him. I brought Pickens in. No. That's literally the thing. If I'm part of my GM is I brought this quarterback, this point guard, this coach.
Buy it.
It happens all the time. I gotta Rob. We talk about I gotta ride out this coach or I gotta ride out this player because I brought him in. We drafted this kid first round. We're gonna ride this thing out.
Let me see. I got a great kid who could finally solidify the quarterback position and be a star, and I'm not going to play him. I don't buy that.
Rob, you've been watching sports too long and don't think that happens all the time. We got this picture. We put all the we're going to ride it out.
Not if a star shows up. I don't believe it. Not if a star shows up. I don't believe it.
We will disagree on that.
You might like he's pretty good or you think he's good.
I'm not saying he's about to be Patrick Mahomes right now. I don't think it's too early to know any of that. But we often see where I have to ride someone out because I drafted him. I hired the coach. Brought this guy. I traded for him. We're going to ride this thing out.
I just think he's a 5th round pick, and that's where they believe, and that's why they're not giving him any reps.